We are live. It is week 13, game number 8 of the 2021 NFL season. It is featuring the Washington football team going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now let us go and see you all after the game.
We'll see Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Dwayne Haskins and the Washington football team. Right at the convergence of the three rivers on Rooney Drive, we'll welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the same just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Washington football team. The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to hit this one going. And with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. Here's Kerrith Whyte on the return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Steelers set to go on offense, and it is the big man, Big Ben, number 7, Ben Roethlisberger, ready to lead them.
We talk so often about his physical attributes. Of course, the Big Ben nickname, his ability to take hits in the pocket, his ability to extend plays and get outside of the pocket. But how about this for efficiency? Top 10 in career NFL passer rating. He's one of the top 5 winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. That's pretty darn good.
And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. The free safety rolling all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Throwing on second down, Roethlisberger. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Chase Young just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Well, it was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Steven Sims set to return it for Washington. That's taken on the 25, and he'll be out right at the 35. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in 2019 from Ohio State. It's Dwayne Haskins. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, second down.
Well, I've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive line continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. From midfield now, Haskins. Finding his target, it's Cody Latimer. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked it to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
To throw again on second down. Haskins. And this will be incomplete. He was waving his arms wanting the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it was really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time I'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
And that will be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I was them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Ray to punt it away. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get it to their guys.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And he stops right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They have great leverage, and they're easily blocked to turn to the side.
Now the pass flying its way to the hands of Eric Ebron. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron. That catch good for only a couple. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try to get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage right that run after catch.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on third down. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They stop him for a 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, when we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether it's different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
From the 22, Haskins. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 12 yards there and a first down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. We're scoreless after 1. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw Haskins. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled? So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. Open man is Quinn. He completes it. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there to first down.
They're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't it?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Well, they run the option here on 1st and 10. And it'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Here's Peterson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Tommy is a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive. And normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let him down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. That's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. From the gun, it's Haskins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff. And just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So now on 4th down, Washington will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. On the left hash mark, this is a 38-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 Washington. So the field goal there counts what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They start the drive with Counter. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, and it's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to get the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Roethlisberger got to get his guys to the line as quick as he can. Now Roethlisberger on first down. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it second down. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver out of the backfield was Jalen Samuels. And it's 3rd and 4.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
The average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards up first and second down.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustles to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again. Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Haskins connects here with a tight end, Jeremy Sprinkle. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Haskins out of the gun. He's got a first down and then some in midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Haskins going to throw again. He'll go underneath with this one to McKissick. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing again, here's Haskins. That's complete to his tight end, Sprinkle. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this will stay a 1-score game as the lead will hold at 6. So it's an empty possession there, and you have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this will come up short.
So 6 seconds, all that remains in this first half as the kick is away. On the return, here's White. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We just watched a fine first half from the Ohio State man, Dwayne Haskins. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Steven Sims now on the return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Now, they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one that goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, try to ice the game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes after 6. Let's get funny, right? Not one that I've ever done. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
A carry now for McKissick. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Peterson. And Hardline's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Again, Peterson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Any team that runs the toss, that runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
down. Here's a run with Peterson. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they need to stick with it. They'll run with McKissick. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 40-yard line.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run. Peterson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because we see that type of a run. I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Second and 5 now. Haskins got a man. That's Quinn. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
A little football 1-on-1 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Final minute now in the 3rd quarter. Throwing again on 2nd down. Haskins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
In so many ways, throwing a hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's McKissick. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here. We're going a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now it's Haskins. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I I am. And you know, I'm old school. I want to run the ball first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. A 10th carry now for Peterson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0. Same story continues. He's the only one that scored for them, their kicker, with all the points.
So now when we hear the chants of MVP, MVP, they're definitely aimed at him because he has been the only guy who's put points on the board in this game.
Kickers are always either the hero or the GOAT. So far, he's definitely the hero. Following a made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And you're still this game. I mean, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
And his throw is incomplete.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's on 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. Yeah, they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He's going to launch it for Washington. And it's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Steelers trying, but they come up empty on 4th down. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now look at the score, where they've got the football. They're looking pretty good.
They're looking excellent because now you're thinking to yourself, let's just take some time off the clock. Work it out. And, of course, you put another touchdown on the board. You pretty much say bye-bye to this one.
Play calling here can be a little bit more conservative because of the lead.
A little bit more conservative. The biggest thing, everyone understands how to get the ball downfield and how to stay in bounds and make sure the clock keeps running. Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense. And this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. Let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just playing on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was, and making sure they didn't get there.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jeremy Sprinkle there to make the grab. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. From the gun, Haskins. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there for the defense. What you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Here's White. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Getting Juju on the slant. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Short little throw to Ebron. A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Eric Ebron, 43 yards. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a two-score game after the conversion.
I mean, there's no doubt with a two-score game, they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's 17-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Washington offense set to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On first down, it's Peterson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run again with Peterson. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So a definite surprise there. They try to fit point, but this time it's going to blow up in their face, CD.
Yeah, it certainly has. And look, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trailing right now, probably trying to generate some momentum. But that felt like one of those go-for-broke type of plays in a situation where I don't know that they needed to do that. They still have opportunities, and in this case, they took a chance, and it backfired.
Here's Roethlisberger. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Ebron with it over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one. And that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. They'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Roethlisberger to throw. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And it'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Roethlisberger got to get his guys to the line as quick as he can. Now it's Roethlisberger. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up second down.
I'd like to look at that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, it's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One last shot for Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time is run out now on this game. So a victory here for the Washington football team. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. But what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.
Alright guys, they have it, the football team winners over the Steelers 17-7. That end the stream, and I'll be back later on for 2 more live streams. So I'll be back later on, and please like and subscribe.